Check out Southside on YouTube. If you like what you see, subscribe and hit the notification bell. It's Southside on Dash Radio. The number one destination for Southern hip hop and R&B, Southside on that Dash Radio. You're locked into the day party with yours truly, Key Era M, on this good old Transformational Tuesday, and that was just Young Jock featuring Gunna and B. Smith. Perfect timing right here on Southside. Now listen, y'all, I told y'all I was gonna have two people in the building with me today. One, Damez is up first. Damez is here. Hey, Damez.
What's poppin'?
How are you feeling today?
I'm wonderful. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I want to thank you first and foremost for taking the time out to come and stop through and chat with me.
Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. And so, Damez, you are a singer, a songwriter,
a rapper.
A rapper.
Yes.
And I hear the rising voice of hip hop right now, which is very heavy. When I saw that, I was like, ooh, that's a heavy weight to carry. You think so?
I think so. Yeah, it is.
Oh my God, the rising voice of hip hop right now. When you hear that, when people say that to you, what comes to mind for Damez?
Just like the hard work that I put in, like, you know, since I was little, the dream that I've had, you know, and like I feel like hip hop is just in a really unique space right now, and I feel like it's just like the perfect time.
Absolutely. So, Damez, of course, we're going to start from the beginning. For those who don't know you, Jackson, Mississippi was born.
Yes,
all right,
ma'am.
Transitioned to Atlanta when you was about 6 years old,
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
with your
That's
family.
right.
But you have always had a love for music. Time out. I was looking at your vlogs, right? They are the damn cutest. So at the beginning of each vlog, you would do like a throwback of your mom or somebody recording you, a different version of you. So you playing the piano, you taking this robe, and your
Right.
mom kind of giving you that. You talking about your brother. So each one was kind of based on a different thing, which I absolutely adored.
Thank you.
But what I will also say is that you were manifesting a lot of things
Thank you.
into your life at a young age.
Right.
And as you were doing it, I'm like, yo, he's like a little kid. He doesn't even know. He's speaking different things over his life. Like with that BET thing, you did an intro. Introducing Damien, and he's going to do this song. I'm like, oh my God. So you got to talk about that, knowing when you wanted to make a career out of music.
So like I knew when I was little, like, so I grew up with all brothers. I was the youngest. I was the baby, and you know how when you're growing up, like every kid kind of has like their niche, and like their thing. And so like it was three of us, and like my oldest brother Kyle, he was really into video games and still is. He was really into video games, and like that was just all he really did. That was his thing. And then the middle one, Ryan, he was really into sports, and like, you know, he was always outside playing basketball. That was his thing. Played all kind of sports. I did too up until, you know, a certain point. But my thing was always music. You know, I always had, like, I was, you know, always with my boombox, you know, in the room playing CDs and stuff like that. And I just always kind of knew that music was my passion, and that like nothing else really kind of gave me that like fire or that, you know, that energy to, or that feeling, really, just the feeling I get when I listen to music or when I create something. You know, I felt it when I was that young, and I knew that it was something that I wanted to do, and so I just stayed with it.
When you have those conversations with your mom, what does she say? Did she always see that in you? Because me just watching the videos, I was like, oh my God. I would have been looking at my daughter like, oh, I have a gold mine on my hands right about now. So I'm pretty sure your mama saw that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if she really knew how serious I was, or, you know, because kids kind of have
joke around.
They kind of joke around, and they kind of you know, they kind of go back and forth. But that was something that never really left. You know, you know, there are certain things that kind of came and went, but that was something that always stayed. And I feel like she's definitely, you know, like she wanted me to be a doctor.
Of course, they all do.
You know, they all do, right?
They don't see the creative side
right
until you start making the bread.
Facts, big facts. And so, like, you know, because she's a nurse, and she's been in the medical field, and so she wanted me to go in that route, you know, for job security and stuff like that. And she, you know, didn't really see or get the whole music thing. And I feel like now she's starting to see, you know, this is just what I was born
to do. Yeah, and especially because you're performing all over the place and people are loving you. So you transition, you know, you came down to Atlanta, your parents get a divorce. Things start spiraling out of control.
Yes.
All right, so we got to talk about that too. Okay, so your parents get a divorce. All right, and 2 years later, you lost your brother.
Yeah.
All right, your brother was 19 when he passed away. So I don't know how in depth you want to go into it, but I kind of gave our viewers a gist of it because I did search it, and you know, because I wanted to figure out really what happened. And if I am wrong at any point, you can stop me and say, no, this is how it happened. Okay. And so, you know, your brother went away for college. Of course, he was in sports. All right. This one night at a pool party, he got into it with some football players. Right. He was attacked by the football players. He called for help. Your cousin came, and then things spiraled out of control from that point forward. All right. And then you were the one who had to deliver the news to your parents that your brother had been shot. Right. So you want to talk about that?
So, yeah, I mean, it was probably the roughest and the darkest, like, time period in my life. Yeah, it was just a really hard time. I mean, I was like 17 years old. I was a senior in high school. I was like a month away from my 18th birthday and like 2 months away from graduating high school. I think it was like the weekend before prom. Like I think that Saturday I literally had went to the tuxedo place and got fitted and like picked my colors out. Like I was wearing turquoise. I was going with my best friend Soraya, and that night is when it all happened. And yeah, so like the school kind of never really, called my parents. I kind of had to deliver the news myself. I woke my dad up out of his sleep and told him, and I had to call my mom, and cause at the time I wasn't living with her anymore, so I had to call her and wake her up and tell her as well. So it was just really hard, having to like.
And then you not being able to really deal with it in the moment,
right?
Because you had to be super strong for everybody around you, and then on top of seeking justice for your brother and rallying everybody on the campus, so you weren't able to really channel it and deal with losing your brother at that moment, right? Until after the fact. And then that same week, you were arrested.
Yeah.
Things just was like
things just going crazy,
going haywire for you, right? But one thing
crazy.
that I appreciate is you said during that very, very dark time, you learned to start experiencing life, and you started to look at life completely different. So talk about that.
Like losing my brother at such a young age, it was just like, it just kind of really changed my entire like perspective. Like, you just look at life so differently. Like, I never would have imagined, like, because I had him my whole entire life since I was born, so I never would imagine, like, ever being in my 20s without him, you know what I mean? And, like, everything that, I was just a year under him, so everything that he had did, I always did the year after. And so, like, when he went to school and I went to school after him, and, like, so this, now that I'm surpassed the age that he was when he passed away, and that I'm doing certain things, that he didn't really get a chance to do, like graduate college and stuff like that. It does kind of, it doesn't really feel that great, but I know he's proud. But I feel like life is short. That's what it really taught me out of anything. Like, life is really short, and I just decided to start traveling, to start just start seeing the world, because it just really taught me, you never really know when your last day is gonna be. I don't know how long I got here, so why not try to fulfill every dying thing in my body that I want to fulfill. And
I love the fact that you just decided to dive into music. I don't care where you were mentally, but music was the outlet, right? And everything that you're saying, I got from looking at these vlogs. Like, I got what part of life you were in during these vlogs. It was one vlog, you would land on the beach, you had your little bush in, and you had the camera just pointed at these palm trees. And I was like, to him at this moment, this is probably just damn serene. But you traveled everywhere. You went to Vegas, you went to Texas, you was everywhere, Chicago, recording music, with different producers and stuff. So talk about how you were able to tap into that other side, tap into the artist part of you.
Like, so I have been writing and stuff, like, and like making little songs, without ever recording, like, pretty much all my life.
And side note, wait, before you get it started, you gave me like a little Joe Jackson. I'm gonna tell you why you gave me a little Joe Jackson on one of them, right? You was in a studio with somebody, I do not remember this man's name, but he went up there and he was ready to record, and you stopped him. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what
you
you're talking
stopped
about.
him, and you was like, no. You need to do it over. Like, you need to give me something. Like, you was trying to say it in a nice way, but then you was like, no, it need to be better. And then, listen, I started talking to the damn computer. I was like, what he's saying is, give them some passion when you say this.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's funny.
Yeah, so talk about, that part of your life. And then, tapping into that side.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've been writing my whole life, but I think it took like that tragic stuff happening before it kind of clicked in my head, like, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? Because, you dream for a while when you're growing up, and then like you get to a point in your, in the latter half of your adolescence where you kind of experience a lot of real stuff. And, a lot of people stop dreaming, like, especially where I come from, a lot of people stop dreaming, by the time they get to high school and stuff starts happening. And I was kind of the same way. I kind of fell victim to that as well. I don't think in high school I really felt like it was ever really possible for me to ever really do this for real, and never really saw it really happening. Didn't really have the resources, didn't really know any friends that, knew any studios that I could really go into and stuff like that. And it just kind of took stuff happening before, I got to school. I was in college at this point, and I was just like, I got to stop waiting for the opportunity to come to me and just make it happen for myself. So I just decided to I took my refund check that semester, and
Don't we love those refund checks?
We love them refund checks. They change our lives sometimes, man. So one semester I had bought all my studio equipment, enough to record my own music, and, built my makeshift studios, and just started diving in, and got online, started researching producers. One of my cousins was dating a producer, Lil Ju, made the beat, who, is blowing up right now with Megan Thee Stallion. He pretty much gave me my first, original production, the song called Supreme. I just kind of went from there. It just kind of took off from there, and I just started I met this guy in Chicago, Lee Roundtree, who did a bunch of my songs. And
you said you was in the studio every single day in Chicago.
Yeah.
Just working.
It was crazy.
Absolutely. So we got to fast forward to now, right? So I had Milan Christopher in the studio with me not too long ago, and one thing that he spoke about was being gay and being in this industry, right? It's not an easy thing.
Right.
And he also said that if he wasn't he feels like deeply in his heart that if he wasn't gay, his music would be blossoming. And it kind of makes me think like it's true. Because when I listen to your music and I listen to Milan's music, it's kind of like, what is the hold up? Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Even looking at your visuals are out of this world crazy.
Thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying? And so it's kind of what's going on? What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like everybody has their time, I feel like as bad as I want to be where I want to be, I feel like, I got to be patient and keep working and keep molding my craft. I feel like I'm great, but I don't feel like I'm reached my full potential yet. And I feel like every day I'm trying to be better than I was the day before. So I don't really try to, put too much of a rush on it, because I want to be, ready when it's time. And
but do you think the odds are stacked against you?
For sure, yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely obvious odds stacked against me. It is unfortunate, but I feel like it motivates me to work harder. I try not to make an excuse out of it or try to throw myself a pity party. I am who I am, and at the end of the day, the world is also evolving. Currently we just seen a black LGBT artist just made history on the Billboard.
Nas X, shout out to
him. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
But his approach was different.
It was
too.
different.
Okay.
Very true.
And I talk
very
about that
true.
because we got Frank Ocean.
Right.
Frank Ocean did his thing, then said it and dropped off the face of the earth. And then now I see Frank Ocean once in a while. I may see him at Amber Rose and Slut Walk, and that's just it. You feel me? So we got, a Frank Ocean, and then Lil Nas X put out the song. It was already doing numbers, and then he came out and said, his sexual orientation, which is different. But then you have people like Thugger who said that he should have been quiet until whatever.
I feel like I feel like his approach was different, but I feel like it still opens doors, just because of the fact that at the end of the day, he broke a big record, and he's still sitting at the top of the charts. And you can say what you want, but the song is it's a dope song. It's successful, and I feel like it still opens doors. I feel like it still shows like young people, especially young gay people, like young Black gay people, especially. Like, hey, like I can really be who I am, and I feel like Lil Nas X is a really good, person to look up to as well, because he is just himself. He doesn't really. I don't really feel like he, fits the quote unquote like gay artist like aesthetic. He's just himself, and it kind of shows people like a different side.
I don't even like that you had to say that, by the way.
Right. I don't like it either, but people have like society has painted this us out to be this one thing. And so I feel like it's important for, the world to see that there's so many different sides of us, and representation is really important. And the fact that we have one of us at the top of the charts and breaking records, I feel like that's just super inspiring, so that while the odds are stacked against you, it's also, you also have to look on the other side and be like, all right, cool.
Absolutely. Now, what's the writing process like for you? What goes into writing a hit for you?
It's different. It's different with every song. Like, sometimes I'll have like something in my head and I'm like, I'll just like got to get it out. Sometimes I'll have a beat and I'm listening to it, and like the beat will kind of take me where I need to go. But then sometimes it feels like the songs that I feel like are the biggest for me are the ones that I don't really put that much thought behind.
And don't it suck?
It's crazy.
Don't it suck?
Like the ones that come the most natural are just like, oh, I didn't even spend that much time on that one.
Go crazy.
Yeah, that's the one to go crazy. So,
but how long would you say it takes you to write a song? Because I've heard minutes, hours, and then I've heard years.
Literally, like I think the fastest I've written a song maybe was a couple hours. The longest maybe about a year. Like sometimes it takes months to finish, and for me, I don't really ever like to rush anything. Like sometimes I'll get stuck on like a line or so, and then like a lot of times you just want to just make something rhyme just to finish the verse and move on. But I can't do that to myself. I'm not just like, I'm gonna just stick with it, and it may take another 3 weeks before I can come up with that one line to finish the verse. But I just never like to rush anything. So the process is just different sometimes, but sometimes it just comes all out at one time, and it's like, okay, cool.
Absolutely. All right, okay, so we got to fast forward to Boy Meets World. Okay, so Boy Meets World was like a coming of age for you, right? It's like you graduated from college and you fall into the slump that we all fell into. Like, oh my God, life is real now, okay? Now I got to pay back these student loans.
Yes.
Now I ain't got no money. I can't get a job because I ain't got no experience. Lord, and for me, it was like, oh, I got pregnant. So you feel me? Like, so talk about
That's beautiful.
Boy Meets. Thank you. She's 8 now, but so talk about that.
Boy Meets World was, like you said, it was a very coming of age project. I feel like it was just when I listened to it, it was just where I was at the time. It was very heartfelt, very vulnerable, very personal. I lost my grandfather a few months after I graduated, and that was pretty tough. And it was just hard, like finding work. You go to school for 4+ years, and then like you get out, and then like.
Why did I do that?
Why did I do all that? Like, I spent all that money. It should be like jobs lined up, but it's not. And it's like, it's a struggle. And it kind of really takes a toll on you, especially in that point in your life where you want to do so many things and you really just stuck.
I get it.
And so, Boy Meets World was just, it was just my release, of how I felt at that time. And I feel like a lot of my friends that were kind of dealing with a lot of the same things could relate.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're just so damn vulnerable in your music, right? Because it's a lot of things that people hide, or they rap and talk about stuff that they really have not experienced. Right. But for you, this stuff really comes from a deep place within you. Is that sometimes hard for you to have to relive, like you looking at a Boy Meets World project, or you go back looking at them same damn vlogs that I'm talking about? Right. Do you have moments where you like, dang,
Definitely.
I really was in a space.
Definitely. Definitely. And it's I really try to channel it. Like it really motivates me in a way. Like when I go back and look at stuff like that and I see how passionate I was in certain moments because of certain things that transpired. And you know, it's just, I don't know, it's crazy. Like I just feel like sometimes the darkest moments kind of makes the best art, or like, you know, and
period in life.
Yeah, just life in general. And so, you know, I feel like life imitates art, and you know, I feel like I just want to keep reflecting on real life stuff, because I never want to be anybody that I'm not. I never want to put out a message that's not, you know, accurate, because I don't really see the point, you know. There's people that know me in real life,
that'll be like, I'm gonna call you out, like, what you rapping about that? Did you even ever experience that?
Right.
You know, it is good to have those type of people around you that's gonna keep you humble. Okay. So we got to talk about disaster. So listen, looked at the video for Disaster. I was like, oh, he dancing up in here. So talk about Disaster, the production behind it. Who did you work with?
So Disaster was this producer I found, a Euro. He's really good. He did a few of my records for this next project. It was about end of last year, tail of last year, when I wrote the record, and I knew I wanted to dance again, because I love dancing. And so I reached out to a choreographer and you know, had him put a dance together and start you know, scheduling rehearsals and orchestrating that, and then simultaneously I was trying to figure out, you know, the video. I knew I wanted it to edit it myself this time, because I had edited those vlogs you've seen, but I had never really edited like a, you know, music video. So this time around I was like, you know, I can edit, why not edit it? One
man team, you better learn it all.
You know, so and then because I'm usually really picky about cuts anyway. Like I'll have somebody else edit it, but they're still gonna be, you know, the time it takes to make all my changes, I might as well edit it myself.
Yeah.
So that was really, you know, like kind of the drive for me, was just like, I want to really be able to say that I did this, you know, myself. And so it was really fun. Like it took a lot. Like the video, a lot of the locations were really improv, because the original locations were didn't really happen. We couldn't shoot there, so we just kind of had to like make do what it do, but it ended up being great, and I feel like it's probably one of my best visuals.
Especially the part where, you know, it's the daytime y'all dancing, and then it kind of flips to the nighttime and y'all doing the same shit on the stairs. I was like, oh, okay, I see what you finna do. So talk about the creativity behind it. Like, did you write your own treatment plan for that?
I did. I knew I wanted, you know, different looks, I knew I wanted like daytime and nighttime to show like the different times of day. I knew I wanted a lot of colors. I knew I wanted, you know, us to all be kind of aesthetically blended in a way. I was trying to find locations that kind of looked bad, or like a disaster, if you will. And we were originally going to shoot at like this car impound place, and we ended up not being able to shoot there. And so the location where we was outside
with
dancing
with
the house, that was just something I found just driving back from the impound, and I'm like, okay, let's shoot there.
That wasn't no coincidence,
right? And luckily the other and they weren't even supposed to be, none of us were even supposed to be wearing what we had on. Luckily one of the dancers had an extra red jacket, and it all just kind of happened at one time, and it was just a nice little moment. And stuff like that happens like most of the time when you're shooting, and it makes the best moments sometimes.
Absolutely. So Disaster is a part of a bigger project.
For sure.
You want to talk about that?
For sure. Disaster is just the first introduction to like 2019 Damez. Well, actually the first introduction was the song I put out called The Code. 15,000 streams. Yes. Shout out to The Code. That, you know, I feel like just this year, I feel like my energy is just different. You know, I feel like I'm a lot more lively, I'm a lot more upbeat, and I want to, you know, dance, I want to spit, I want to sing, I'm vibrant.
It's just now. You jumping.
I'm jumping right now. You know,
I feel you. I'm with you. I feel you. And so you want to talk about the bigger project. When can we expect it?
So I'm trying to drop it by October.
Okay.
That's my deadline by October. But I'm just trying to make sure that it's perfect.
Okay.
And I know that it's never going to be perfect, but I'm just trying to make sure that it's good as it could be. And just trying to keep working and, keep trying to network. And I've also learned that the more you kind of don't stick to hard deadlines, the more good stuff comes. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'll give myself a deadline and then, like, write a song.
No, I need a deadline. I gotta be honest. Listen,
October,
yes, or for you, but for me in my life too, I need deadlines. If I don't have a deadline,
no, for sure.
Let me tell you, the project will go on for years and years and years, and I'll be like, damn, well, I just can't do it now. I need me some deadlines, but. You posted something too. It was in one of the vlogs, and it was from Nina Simone, and she was talking about fear and achieving true freedom. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. But do you believe that you can ever truly be fearless in this entertainment industry? It's just so many. I feel like there's just so many odds stacked against you that you always gotta.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, because it's not even just like the social, political side of it, but also just the business side of it. There's a lot of things to be, weary about, especially in this industry. But I feel like you should always try to strive to achieve the highest level of that freedom, because I feel like you're just gonna feel the best, throughout your days and throughout your life. Like I don't like living and being like having anxiety of being worried or like about what people think and stuff like that. And so it's just better to it
takes time.
It takes time, like definitely,
especially in the social media era.
Definitely,
you know what I'm saying.
Especially in the social media, it makes it harder.
I'm getting there, but listen, this is what I want more of you. I have to tell you before you leave.
Okay.
I want more of the vlogs.
You want more vlogs?
I thoroughly enjoyed them.
Thank you.
And I loved to see all of the array of emotions expressed by you.
Thank you.
Like, I think that's gonna be it. That's gonna really, because people can relate to you when they watch these different vlogs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to see what is going on in your mind, what's going on in the studio, who's in the studio with you. Yeah. Are you having an off day where you just don't feel like being bothered? Sure. I love seeing that side of you.
Thank you.
I need more of the vlogs.
I got you.
Can we get more of the vlogs? Especially with this project, right?
Yeah.
So we already know you're gonna be dropping the songs, you're gonna be dropping the visuals.
Yep.
And then you need to put extra pressure on yourself and do the vlogs.
Got you. You know what? You're gonna like this. I already been working on it.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be so lit.
Yeah.
That's gonna be amazing. Yeah.
I've been documenting this whole process this year, so I'm really excited about that.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect? I gotta ask you some TT.
I mean, I got a lot of stuff coming. This next video that I'm planning is this next song, this next single that I'm planning to drop. I feel I have a lot of faith in it. I feel like it's the one. But you can just expect a lot of, more dancing, a lot of, some me in the studio. You get to see me in the studio. You get to see me writing. You get to see me, rehearsing. You get to see me performing. A lot more shows.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely look forward to Pride in September. I'll be performing at the Pride stage. So that's awesome. Really excited about that. But yeah, just, expect just more Damez, more content, more music, more inspiration.
Yes, Damez. I'm excited. I'm excited because I was looking at this. I swear I felt like I was watching a Lifetime or something like that. It was just so... Damez, it was so good.
Thank you.
For real. And then the flashbacks. And I was like, who the hell edited this? This is crazy right now. Great job. Great job. So I'm going to have you introduce Disaster to Dash Nation. You ready?
Yes. So this is my new single. It's called Disaster off of my new project. Y'all check it out.
And Damez, let them know how they can follow you real fast.
Yes, for sure. You can find me on Instagram at Damez, Damez. You can also find me on Twitter at Damez, damezmusic.com. Look me up, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, whatever you listen to. It's Disaster.
Here we go. It's Damez Disaster right here on the Day Party, Southside Dash Radio. Hey. Let's get into it. It's your number one destination for Southern hip hop and R&B. It's Southside on Dash Radio.
Check out Southside on YouTube. If you like what you see, subscribe and hit the notification bell. This is Southside on Dash Radio.